Jared Vanderroot is a partner in the Cohort Nursery group, growing 100-litre trees located at Summers on the Mornington Peninsula, opposite Phillip Island.
The Cohort is a product of two businesses that came together in botanics and tall trees. This site here is designed to be a specialist 100-litre site. So this site here is 27 acres. I've got about 12 acres under production with about 10,000 trees.
Back in 2020, Jared first needed to establish their new ornamental plant production site on an old farm at Summers. Weeds were the biggest problem from the start.
Well, it was an abandoned farm site basically, full of thistle, blackberry. It was probably about 4 feet high in gauze, so it's taken a lot of work to get it to where it is. A lot of hours spent on tractors, just getting it down. They're putting tracks in and then starting a spraying process to try and get it under control.
Craig Burley from Enview caught up with Jared to get an update on progress. As part of the site's weed management plan, Jared undertook a trial recently using Spectacle from Enview to see if it had a role to play. To grow the tall trees, Jared and his team build the pads with recycled concrete, which differs to traditional methods used, but not without challenges.
Being able to utilise that product at a much cheaper cost has been very beneficial. So it's 100mm depth of concrete that's compacted. The only challenges with that is that it does retain more heat, which draws the root down to the bottom of the bags, which is then potentially growing through the concrete. So you can see that this tree is not that big. It's only been on the ground for 6 months, and already we've got roots growing through the bag into the pad.
The costs of roots escaping the bag is calculated in maintenance time, damage to trees, tree loss, and lost profits.
So this tree was potted about 18 months ago. As you can see, we've lost it. And if you have a look down here, this one was missed in our maintenance schedule. We've had to remove the taproot, which was about 60mm in diameter. And you can see here where it's grown through into the ground. Yeah. So to cut a taproot off that high, you always risk damaging the tree beyond repair.
Earlier in the year, Spectacle was applied to the concrete pads as a pre-emergent in a trial to control weeds. Spectacle herbicide is used for pre-emergent weed control in turf and for maintenance of bare ground in ornamental plant production facilities.
I was initially cynical that the product would last 12 months, as was suggested. It's now been 18 months, and that pad is still clean.
Before Spectacle, depending on the time of year, there was a requirement for a fortnightly to bi-monthly spray program to control weeds on the pads.
So to be able to schedule on a 12-month basis as a minimum is perfect. So far, the spots where we've sprayed Spectacle, we haven't seen any root growth through the pots, and we haven't seen any germination of any weed seed that's come through.
Success with Spectacle has meant Jared and his team have been able to reduce the need to spray regularly and redeploy their efforts into important tree health.
It's made a massive difference in labour costs. To be able to spray once a year and trust that it'll be effective is a game changer for us.